All right, and that's it for day number 10. Congratulations on making it this far. Once again, great job. It's really quite something. So if you made it this far, you are amongst, I believe, like 20-30% of the people who started the course. So congratulations on that. Ganbatte, as the Japanese like to say, which basically means give your best and like keep going kind of thing. So today's tea is going to be classic. And I was afraid I would have to drink fenchel, which I don't even know what that means in English. So let me quickly look that up. Fenchel. English. Fennel. All right. Oh, well, so simple. So I was afraid I would have to drink fennel. And I absolutely do not like fennel. It's not tasty at all. And I still wanted to have a different tea every day, right? So today's classic. Good. So let's pour us a cup of classical tea or classic tea, which basically is just black tea, right? And I don't know if you can see that. Let me pour that in with my good little huge cup. I always tend to drink out of huge cups just because I tend to drink a lot. And by the way, drinking a lot of water or tea is good for you in the sense that on one hand, it hydrates you. Hydration is great. Don't drink any sugar stuff all the time. Every now and then maybe, but not consistently. It's not good for you. And then the other thing is, if you drink a lot, you need to pee a lot. And if you need to pee a lot, it means that you will stand up and you will go to the washroom, which is great because it just helps you to stand up more often. So because what I often do during work hours is I sit here for hours straight, and that's not good for your back and that's not good for your health in general. So standing up every now and then is really good, and that's where a lot of drinking helps because it forces you to stand up and walk a little bit, which is also really good. So now let's get back to the actual coding of things. So we have managed to navigate from one screen to another. We saw that in a small example, but then we saw that in a bigger example. And there were a few concepts that we had to touch along the way. The nav controller, the nav host, we had to take care of objects, basically sealed classes and creating objects directly. We saw how to pass quite complex information such as an entire object from one screen to another, which was the most, I would say, difficult part, because we needed to call the safe state handler or handle and pass information there. And also we needed to serialize data, basically making it parcelable, to then serialize it and then deserialize it, basically making a text out of a variable that is of type object or an object, and then making that text into an object again, which is very similar to what JSON is, right? It's super similar, but it's still slightly different. And we need to specifically say that a data class will be parcelable. So that is pretty much what we covered today. And while it just were a few concepts, they were quite complicated and they were very important. You will need them in every app. And this aspect of going from one screen to another is more complicated, in my opinion, inside of Jetpack Compose than it was in Kotlin. If you, well, in the old school XML days, if you just used to go from one screen to another and pass information, there was so much easier. But then obviously if you were using all those fragments and all of that stuff, that made it a lot more harder. But that came only later on, and then they moved over to doing it in Jetpack Compose, or like the entire Compose stuff. So good old days. All right. So thanks a lot for still being with me. Tomorrow, we're going to add location to our app. So we're going to add basically the capability of knowing where you are and do stuff based on that. Okay. So see you tomorrow.